Hello and welcome to episode 151 of That King Thing. I am the host and eldest king sibling Thomas, and I am joined by middle king sibling, I lost my words then, Joshua.
Hello.
And littlest
I lost my words then, Joshua.
And littlest king sibling has returned, a true man. It's James.
I'm back, bitches.
I love how you did a deep voice then because of the way I introed you.
I'm a real boy.
That's a bit weird.
That is a bit weird.
Oh well, I'm back.
He's back. How's fatherhood?
Tiring.
I'm sure many parents listening can relate because many listeners are parents.
Yes.
So
Feel my pain. And joy.
yeah, I bet it's an awesome mix of the two, which is the funniest thing about it.
It is. It's weird
because
you don't.
Whilst being simultaneoly the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily think of the tiredness because you're occupied, so it's not as bad. It's when you're sat doing a podcast where you suddenly feel really tired because you sat talking.
You've had all day off and you've been asleep all afternoon, so shiver come out.
Yeah, no, I caught up on sleep. It's great.
Shiver come out.
I did wake up about 10 minutes ago, though.
Yeah, so for those who aren't actually aware, James wasn't here for the last couple of weeks because baby bornness.
Baby bornness.
So he's back now. Joshua, baby bornness happened too many years ago, so we didn't get to celebrate it on the podcast.
That's true.
So he's now toddlerness. No, I don't know. When do you stop being a toddler? She's too old to be a toddler now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's just a 6-year-old.
She's just a child now. A child who is obsessed with Roblox.
Yes.
Play Roblox with me, Uncle Thomas! Okay.
Minecraft is now the go-to new obsession. We need to make her hooked on Minecraft.
That's fine.
So I can understand that.
I've already tried to achieve this by whenever I spend time with her, I say, I'm sorry, I can't play Roblox on my Switch, but we can play Minecraft together. And then she plays Mario Kart with me as well, too.
I thought you were going to say we could play Minecraft together and then she plays Mario Kart instead.
She does do that as well.
I don't want to play this anymore. I want to play Mario Kart.
She does do that quite a lot with the Switch in the two experiences she's had with it. She's gone, oh, let's play the other one. And she just switches between Mario Party, Mario Kart, Minecraft, and I don't think there was anything. There's something else I must have. Can't remember. I think there was something else she played. Anyway, this is a tangent.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it is.
Welcome to episode 151, where we've still not learnt to avoid going off on a tangent. You would have thought after what is probably now about 200 hours worth of podcasting content, we would have learned to stop.
I'd say it's a lot more than 200 hours.
200 hours?
You got to think, his average episode now is about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40.
This is why, because you talk about this kind of shit.
I'd
this
say
is exactly why.
350, 400.
Okay, let's just assume every episode is an hour and a half, because some do end up longer than that. If that is the case, we'll have done 226.5 hours worth of content by the end of this episode.
Not me. I've not been there for as many.
You imagine you're not you. You've probably done like 100. No, jokes. Imagine the fact that people have sat and listened to that much, and some people have listened to that more than once.
That's more than some of you play games for.
Oh my god! Do you know what I've just realised?
Individually.
Right.
Individually.
I'm going to now times that 226 hours by 1.5. No, sorry, 2.5. Because it takes me roughly 1.5 times the length of an episode to edit it because of the editing process.
Yeah.
So that means I've spent 566.25 hours of my life on this podcast, including the editing. That in terms of full 24-hour days is 23.6.
Over
days.
3 years.
Nearly a month. You've nearly done a full February of podcast editing.
Oh my god. That's the end of this King thing, everyone. That's it.
It's a good job we're not called this King thing.
Did I call it this King thing?
You did, yeah.
Oh well.
Moving on.
It's the end of this King thing, but that King thing's still going strong.
Should we talk about what we should be talking about?
I guess we should.
What do we talk about?
Video games and whatever that may sidetrack us onto.
Aladdin.
Okay, then, yeah.
That's the usual line I say, isn't it?
Something along those lines, yeah.
You don't even listen, do you? You don't even listen.
No.
Okay.
Not really.
This is just turned into brotherly chit chat time now. Let's talk about games. Joshua, what have you been playing?
Oh, fuck. Why'd you start with me? Start with James.
Because James is just going to go, nothing. I have a child now.
I know.
We all know James's answer is immediately going to be nothing. Unless Baby Simulator / Sims in real life is a thing.
I have played Apex Rocket League.
That's
Apex Rocket League? That sounds immense.
There is an item on Rocket League called Apex, as I found out last night.
Apex Rocket League sounds like the best game ever. It'd be like Team Deathmatch. Can you imagine not Team Deathmatch? Battle Royale Rocket League, where 100 Rocket Leaguers in their cars drop into an arena. There's like, say, 5 or 6 balls in the arena and a few goals. And if you score, you survive. And then once like 99 people have scored, the last person drops out. And then it goes again and again and again until everybody's scored except one person. They just keep dropping out. Maybe you'd have to do 50 rather than 100 for that, because that sounds like it took a long time. I've just created it. You know what, Psyonix? If you use that, I'm claiming credit for it. Okay, let's move on, everyone. What have you been doing, Joshua? Sorry, I forgot.
I've played some Apex Legends, and separately, different game, I've played some Rocket League. I've played a tiny little bit of The Sims. I've played Burnout Paradise Remastered.
You were playing The Sims while you were talking to me, weren't you?
Yeah. I ended up staying up too late on that.
I can't believe you're playing The Sims on a console. I don't understand how you're doing that. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Did you fall asleep in front of your fridge?
It's absolutely fucking horrible. But it's still The Sims, and you end up fucking playing it till stupid o'clock in the morning.
Sorry, I'm just appreciating James's really shit Sims reference joke.
What did he even say?
He went, "Did you fall asleep in front of your fridge?" They used to like go in the fridge, didn't they? And then if they were too tired because you've not been letting them go to sleep, they'd just stand there asleep in front of the fridge.
In terms of that, he was starting to fall asleep while practicing his speech in the mirror.
Good practice.
So that must have been a good speech. Like, I'm here today to talk about staying awake in public.
They don't speak English, Joshua.
Have you ever seen the video of Katy Perry recording versions of her songs for The Sims in Simoleon or whatever it's called? Simoleon's the money, isn't it? Free Shavakadu! That vine is pretty much Simlish, isn't it? Free Shavakadu! Oh, please, they should put that in. They should put that in a Sim.
I think it's already in there. I just think we'd not noticed.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, right, no, you're making a joke. Okay.
Have you guys seen this?
Free
I'm about to share a
Shavakadu.
video to you.
Free Shavakadu!
I need to share a video to you, and I need to know if either of you have seen this.
Well, hurry up then, because we've got a podcast to record here.
It's in there. It's in our WhatsApp now.
It's in there.
Well, that's no good to me, is it? My phone's off during recording, Joshua.
Completely off.
I'm going to play it loud in front of my microphone so people... What the hell is that? What is going on with those legs?
And that's the only comment you're allowed to make.
That's so weird.
That's like them videos you see on Facebook. You know when it's like when the whole gang's out tonight and they're all walking down the street like weirdos.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just it's weird. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Right, so Joshua's played lots of stuff, including The Sims, as we've found out.
Not for much, but I have played Sims on console. It's horrible.
I said lots of things, including Sims.
Yeah,
I didn't say you played a lot of it. I just said you played a lot of things, including Sims. James, what have you played?
Well,
remember, phone games do not count.
I've played a lot of phone games. I've got into Angry Birds too, not going to lie. But
you've been looking for stuff to do during those hours where you're like, you're going to be awake in a minute.
Yep.
I know you're going to be awake in a minute.
Exactly. But probably most notably for me is I installed Anthem to my Xbox and it broke my Xbox.
It's done what?
It's broken your Xbox.
It broke my Xbox.
Just pause here a minute then. When was this?
Maybe a week and a half ago.
Oh, so you'd not listened to last week's episode then and found out the dreadful news that Anthem was bricking PS4s and potentially bricking Xboxes.
Oh, yeah. I heard that, but...
yeah, but you probably heard that after it bricked it by the sounds of it. After it bricked your Xbox.
I was going to write into the show, not going to lie. But I remembered I was on it. But yeah, I installed it because Matt bought it. And so thankfully I didn't pay a penny for it. But I thought I'd get it installed
right now
to play it. And when I next turned my Xbox on, it failed to start up every single time. And it just would not start up. So it said I had to do an offline update. So I've then gone to the website, installed an offline, downloaded an offline update onto a memory stick, put it in the Xbox, didn't work. It spent about 16 hours trying to do this offline update and it would not work. So I was like, what the fuck do I do? So I factory reset my Xbox. I had to reinstall every single game I own.
Yep.
So,
fuck you, Anthem. Came first.
No, I just set them all going. I didn't have a specific order. But,
do you know the saving grace in that scenario is having an external hard drive? Because the last time I had to do that was when I can't remember if we ever talked about it on the podcast, but my old original Xbox One, like the day one edition Xbox One, bricked itself doing an alpha level preview update. Yeah. And when I contacted Xbox about it, they said, well, sorry, dude, that's the risk you run in the alpha program. I'm like, are you kidding me? I run the risk of bricking my Xbox and you don't give a shit. And they were basically like, yep. So I got really angry on Twitter like I do about these things. And a load of people replied to me saying, I've had the exact same issue at the exact same percentage as you. So it's clearly a software problem. Xbox still wouldn't do anything about it. I ended up having to buy an Xbox One S because every time I did that offline update James is on about, it just wouldn't work. And then eventually, about 3 months later, it finally let me through the offline update. So I sold the Xbox One because I bought an Xbox One S to replace it. So I feel James's pain, but the saving grace in that scenario is when I upgraded to the S and started using that, I literally just moved my hard drive across and I had all my games straight away. It just had to do the cloud syncing thing where it gets the save files and make sure that they're all legit, which was lucky. So,
yeah. It pissed me off. But more importantly, the game's fucking shit. So,
have you actually played any of it?
I played the thing that really annoyed me is I was doing the introduction bit. I don't know if you've played it properly.
Yeah, I've played it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to collect the echoes to power up the doors and that and work your way through. I was doing that mission and then I needed a poo. So paused it, went for my poo, came back and it was like, you've been kicked for an activity. I was like, what you on about? I'm playing on my own. Like, how can I get kicked from my own game? So I've then signed back into the servers and it's made me fucking restart the bastard. So I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to come back to this later. So I went back to it and a similar sort of thing happened, but someone was knocking at my door. So I went to go and answer my door, came back, you've been kicked, mate. Like, are you having a laugh? Like, I just want to complete this introduction bit, you piece of shit.
I can just imagine, like, the head of BioWare with his thumbs up on your screen going, "You've been kicked, mate." Anthem for you.
It's a piece of shit, honestly.
They were just basically like, they were trying to stop you getting to the point where it bricked your console. They were like, look, if you play any more than this, it's going to brick it. It's going to brick it. Please don't play any past this point. It's going to brick it.
If you
just did it anyway.
It does that. Pile of shit.
So what you're saying is,
new games.
Yeah, I can understand that. And it comes back to a point that I raised last week of it is still installed on my Xbox currently, but it's not getting booted up again until I'm even remotely sure that this shit's sorted.
I've played the most out of all three of us, and I've not been on it at all because
I haven't got disposable income to the value of a new Xbox One X if it decides to take it out. So
I don't have enough time to sit there and not get kicked. Fucking doing my nutting.
James,
yes.
Welcome to adult life.
Thank you. Really love it.
I haven't got much different to talk about. I could talk about The Division, I guess, because I've been playing The Division 2. I've been playing that for the last couple of days. That's good so far. That works. It doesn't brick my Xbox. And
it's always positive in a game.
Touch wood, I don't think I've actually seen a bug yet.
I can't do that.
How are the glitchy, buggy little things that you noticed on the beta?
Not seen anything. I literally had one crash that I'm going to put up to the fact that I booted the game up like literally after midnight. As soon as when a game goes live and the little pop up says it's now ready, and I booted it up then, and it crashed while I was trying to boot it up. But I think that is because I booted it up a little bit too quick after that pop up, and it either needed a brief update or whatever. Because as soon as I booted it up after that, it was fine. I've gone through like early stuff. Like, I've not put a huge number of hours into it yet. I've got like not sidetracked, but sort of I've kind of pinned myself back a bit because I was helping other people as well as playing for myself. So I've not made huge amounts of progress because I've then gone back to the start and helped other people get to where I was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, I'd rather help somebody else play it and enjoy it than just get... Because there's no point in me getting to endgame on my own and then having nobody to play endgame with. So my philosophy on that is if people are on and they need backup, then I'll go help them. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, it's been good so far. Like it's very clearly The Division. So far, it feels familiar enough that it feels like The Division 1.
Yeah.
But there seems to be a lot to do even early doors. Like before, if you remember, it was just like you followed the story missions, if we call them that, and there wasn't really much else to do. You just kept going to a building, killing some people, and then kind of coming back. Whereas now, there seems to be a lot more things going off around the map around you, like control points you've got to take, events that spawn in and respawn, like area events and stuff like that. And so, but like I say, I've not put a huge amount of time into it yet, just enough to get a feel for it. I'd probably say I'm up to 8 hours maybe over the last day or two. And I've not got that far because I keep coming back and helping people catch me up. So
catch me outside.
Definitely worth looking at though if you're interested in that franchise. I'd definitely consider getting it. I'll report back more next week, I guess, when I've played it a lot more, because that is what's going to happen. And I've been live streaming it, so if anyone's interested in seeing it,
I want to watch.
You're welcome to stop by a live stream. I'll probably play a bit after this, actually, rather than editing the episode straight away, James, so you can watch it after this if you want. Other than that, the other main thing I played other than Division 2 is the Tetris Battle Royale game, the Tetris 99.
Oh, yeah, what is
Pretty
that
cool.
about?
it's about Tetris.
I've sort of been kind of lost in
in on
the whole
this.
gaming thing for quite a bit. So I
No,
don't know.
so what basically happens is you matched up with 98 other people, so there's 99 of you total.
And the last one,
Everybody's playing their own game of Tetris, and it is about being the last one to game over, but it's got the element of multiplayer in it where what you can do is you can target somebody else that's playing, and as you complete rows, you send what they call, I can't remember what they call them, I think they call them junk blocks. And what it does is it gives them like a countdown, and they've got to sort of match your score to stop it from filling up from the bottom. So it pushes everything they've been doing up, and then it just gives you like dead blocks. And the only way to get rid of the dead blocks is to have the 4-piece line and drop it in. And there's like literally one single sliver in this thing that pops up from the bottom. So if you're scoring well, you'll counter anyone that's attacking you and stop that from happening. But what you can also do is you can focus on somebody else. Maybe you can see somebody's approaching the top. But these things are really tiny, so it's hard. Probably would work better if I played it on my TV, but I've only been playing it handheld so far. So I can't really see what other people are up to other than trying to defend from attacks, if that makes sense. But if you spot somebody that's like starting to struggle and getting towards the top, you can actually specifically target that person, and then you get some good successive rows, or maybe get a Tetris by clearing 4, or even better, clearing your whole box, and you just send a load of shit towards that other person, and then it pushes them off the top. It's taken me a few games to get used to that. There's like a little auto aiming mechanic where you can choose to attack attackers of you. You can choose to attack people that are on the way out, like, and go for knockouts by attacking someone that's close to the edge. And you can choose to, I can't remember what the other one was. There's a few anyway, and you can pick one and it'll just auto-target people for you. So you don't have to worry about looking. You can concentrate on your own game, I guess. But I think to be good at it, you need to be able to watch what other people are doing whilst playing it yourself.
I'm shit at Tetris.
And as you get less and less people, it does the level ups and the speed increases. So I think the highest I've finished is in the top 20. I think I got something like an 18th maybe, or maybe a low 20s, 21, 22. And at that point, it had got pretty quick, and that's what did me, because I didn't realize it got that much faster. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Like, I tend to play it in an evening now. So like, if I come off the Xbox or the PlayStation or the PC, and I just want to sit and chill for a little bit, I'll boot that up and I'll play like 5 or 6 games of that, and then probably go to bed or something afterwards. You know, it's like just a
wind down,
cool little quick game, to play just to pass a little bit of time. So, but yeah, it's been good so far. I'll try it on the TV and see if it's any easier to play. But yeah, pretty cool so far, and it's free as well. You don't even have to pay anything for it, so it's well worth trying. So yeah, that is that. My God, we've talked a lot of shit so far, so I'm just going to rush us on to this.
It's the news, bitches.
Oh, he's back. He's back. Right.
Yes.
We'll go through the news at a relatively quick pace, I guess. Me and Joshua managed to make a whole hour-long episode of it last week, somehow.
Magically. We're quite good at that.
It's because as the last 20-odd minutes have shown, we can just talk bollocks about anything and make content. So, we'll go through the news and just see what sticks, I guess. Apex Legends is probably the place to start, because this has slowly become the Apex Legends podcast, where it's all we talk about. It's either Apex Legends news or slagging off Anthem, pretty much, for the last, 4 weeks it's been. So that's the theme of March. February to March is slag off Anthem, praise Apex Legends, and talk about it. But this is basically a data mine that somebody has pulled, and it looks to reveal some details of the upcoming additional characters. It looks like there was 8 of them potentially coming.
We've got the names and the face pictures.
Yeah, it
Headshots.
pulled a few images like the headshots that you get on the character select screen. A few. There was a name for them all, wasn't there? And I think maybe associated a couple of potential powers to them. It has since been said by the Respawn community team that anyone that's reading into this should be cautious about it because it doesn't necessarily mean it will happen and it's going to exist. I think they're just trying to play it down a little bit because maybe some of it shouldn't have been in the game in the first place for it to have been mined. But they basically say just because you're finding this stuff in the game, it doesn't necessarily mean it's guaranteed to happen. So, but yeah, there's a few interesting looking characters in there. But two of them that were data mined matched a previous leak that somebody had seen, which was one called Octane and what was the other name? Watson. And those two were both inside this data mine. So it's quite possible that those are going to be the first two.
Quickly say, Rocket League, Apex Rocket League, Octane is the main fucking car in Rocket League. And it's on Apex.
My God. Forget James's Nintendo 2042 theory. Psionics and whoever, Psionics and Respawn. Let's go with that. So Octane was the one, just going back to that. He was the one that looked very much like a Borderlands type. What do they call them? The bandits or whatever they are, aren't they, in Borderlands? He looks very much like one of the bad guys that's a psychopath in Borderlands. And he had abilities that were along the lines of being able to move quicker, making a bit of a launch pad thing, a little bit like the things you get in Fortnite, I guess, where you jump on it and it sends you flying through the air. And I think you healed. I think it was a heal over time kind of thing. So as long as you weren't in combat, your health would slowly increase while you were playing as him rather than having to heal yourself.
Yeah.
And that was what was kind of found originally about him. And then that's not being confirmed, but being backed up in a way by some of this other stuff that people have found. So fingers crossed we might be pretty close to the first season, but they've still not said anything concrete about that. So, but interesting things to come as it looks. So, moving on in the news, Nats sent us a story earlier today that she'd found of Sony potentially buying out Take-Two and Rockstar.
Wow. Yeah,
this looked like a huge thing, but reading into it, it probably isn't. There's definitely potential for it, I guess, but I think people are maybe making a story out of something that's not what they think it is. So this all started with some tweets from a guy named Daniel Ahmad, and it was related to stock tips and stock information. And there was a post that was quoted as saying, Take-Two Interactive Software plus 5.16%, stock climbed 4.7% on rumours that Sony Entertainment is in advanced board-level discussions to acquire Take-Two Interactive in a mostly cash deal. And then just talking about what that would value the shares at and things like that. It ties in very nicely with an announcement that Gearbox made yesterday, which was a teaser for what looks to be Borderlands 3. So they tweeted an image which was a road sign saying March 28, Boston, Massachusetts. So it looks like in the next couple of weeks we'll probably be getting some sort of Borderlands announcement.
I honestly can't wait if it's an actual third game.
fingers crossed it will be. I remember us talking the rumours about Borderlands 3 a little while ago. So if this is the case, then this is something for me to be excited about, I guess. But as we've kind of touched on before, we don't really get excited for games anymore because they all break. And ironically, the game that I wasn't even intending to buy is the one that I've bought early access to and have been playing heavily for the last 2 days. Because it was the one that I sort of thought to myself, I am not getting in any way excited or interested in this game because I don't want to be disappointed. And it actually turns out to be one of the better games I've bought in the last 8 months. So make of that what you will. James won't be happy because obviously Gearbox are to do with We Happy Few. So James's hit list now includes We Happy Few
I'm fucking gunning for everyone. I'm going to join Nintendo
and now
in a minute.
Anthem. So, but yeah, I've got a feeling that part of this, like Take-Two's stock rising, obviously Take-Two work with Gearbox on Borderlands and publish for them and stuff like that. So there's every chance that the stock price increase is actually more related to the fact that there was a Borderlands announcement yesterday. So there's then been a stock increase this morning because people are buying in for that. It's not to say the Sony thing is completely farcical because it could be legit. Like, if that rumour's come from somewhere, then maybe somebody with an inside source that knows that Sony are talking to Take-Two, but it does tie in pretty well with the Borderlands announcement and Gearbox, and obviously Take-Two are involved in that. And from what I've seen, Sony's stock doesn't appear to have moved a huge amount. So you'd have thought if it was legit Sony buying Take-Two, you would
expect their stock to
expect Sony's to go up as well, or even Rockstar or something like that. So, but I don't know how Rockstar and Take-Two are registered on the market. I don't do enough stock trading to know the ins and outs of that kind of thing. Just a very much an outsider's perspective on these things.
I just reckon someone's throwing a line out and seeing what they can catch. A lot of people are
possibly
biting.
Possibly. And the other thing is as well, if you're one of those people that saw something like this potentially coming and just bought those stocks and have seen them jump 4.7%, you're then going to be one of those people that wants to push that story further in order to increase that further to make yourself more profit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just in your best interest.
Before we upload this podcast, can I just put some stock things on? Can we buy some?
Before you upload this podcast, what's that got to do with anything?
Because then it'll go up by millions, won't it? Because there are all millions of listeners.
I think you grossly overestimate the market value of this podcast.
You do not know what all my polls are capable of.
The poll posse.
Your polls?
Yeah.
They belong to you.
I'm the poll posse. Power man?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna move us along because we've talked about the Borderlands 3 thing, which nicely moved 2 news articles into one. Announcements, sticking with that theme, Xbox could be looking at making a discless Xbox, and it could be available for purchase, pre-order, as early as next month, with potential shipping in May. Now, this goes back to a rumor at the end of last year where somebody had dug out from somewhere that they thought Xbox were experimenting with and looking at digital-only Xbox, effectively, where you'd be able to buy digital licenses and download games, but there'd be no disc tray, which would save on manufacturing costs, the size of the thing, and generally just make the thing cheaper and more of an entry level where all you can do is buy digital games for it.
And it can only physically make one noise because it's only got one button on it, on and off. It can't go doodle-doo.
You mean it can't do this? Oh, you probably can't hear that. It's going dun 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 because I've not got a disc in it.
Whatever.
Because nobody's put a disc in their Xbox since 2015.
I think I've still got one stuck in there, to be honest. We're on about Xbox, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes, James.
Yes, we are.
So this discless discless Xbox is allegedly codenamed Maverick. It potentially, according to some of the rumors, would be available for the $200 or less mark, which makes it that very good entry-level kind of console. Or if you're the kind of person that wants two in the house for some reason, it'd make a good way to do it, because you'd use it as like your secondary one. So say you've got an X as your main one, you'd maybe use this as a secondary one in like a bedroom or whatever.
It makes sense that it'd be around that kind of price mark, because they save money on not putting the disc tray in it. They don't have to cool it down as much because it's not going to generate as much heat because there's not as much shit in it. But then they're not having to print discs, boxes, all that shit. But the
other reason that it potentially would be at a much lower price point, though, is the fact that they know they're going to make money off the Xbox marketplace.
Yeah,
if you've bought a digital-only Xbox and you've bought this Maverick console, as we'll call it, because that's the alleged code name for it. If you've bought that, then yes, fair enough, you might be able to buy a digital code from elsewhere and then claim it on the store. But 9 times out of 10, if not more often than that, you will be buying your digital content through the Xbox website or the Xbox marketplace on the console. So the cut that they take of that, whatever it might be, they're almost, not quite, but almost guaranteeing that cut for themselves instead of a disc, which they probably don't get that kind of margin on. And I would imagine that the margins are much better for them on a digital release, a digital purchase, than they are on a physical purchase, which is why they aim to go down this route.
Yeah, the prices stay up much longer on the digital marketplace than they do in store as well. Plus, you can't pass the digital version around.
Yep.
Once you're done with it.
Yeah, you've got the game share between 2 people, and that's about it.
That's your limit. Unless you switch that around, which you can only do so often.
Once
so many times.
Twice a year or something. You can only do it so... Yeah, they don't make it difficult, but they make it so you can't abuse the system.
Yeah.
The other thing with this, though, as well, comes from the fact that they will allegedly, again, this is all allegedly, some of this information, I will point out, comes from Jez Corden at Windows Central, and anyone that knows Xbox and Microsoft will know that Jez is a fairly reliable source, but obviously he's digging for information with people inside, and not everything he gets might be accurate. So there's no 100% concrete thing in this, but when Jez Corden reports on something and gives me information, I tend to believe most of it as gospel, because he's very good at getting the right information from the right people to confirm his stories. So, going back to that, it's a case of that allegedly they would be allowing a digital upgrade for people with discs to transfer over this. Now, I don't know how legit that bit would be, but it would definitely be interesting. But I think maybe this is more aimed at the fact that they're going down this Game Pass and Project xCloud kind of route, where they want people streaming from an xCloud source or playing games available through the Game Pass subscription. And it wouldn't surprise me if they gave a couple of trials of that as well. Buying. I think the official name, according to Jez Corden, was going to be the Xbox One S All Digital Edition.
Digital Exclusive Edition,
Digital Exclusive Edition, something like that, or One S Digital Edition.
That's the thing, it's not actually going to be the X that's getting changed either. If they are releasing this, they've not
it's specifically the S at the
versions.
moment is what is being reported. But then we've got the other news that was the fact that the next generation of console might be shown off at E3. So it would probably make sense that if this is going to happen, it would be along the timeline that Jez is suggesting, which is some proper concrete news about it this month, pre-orders to begin in April, and then shipping to begin in May. And then you head into June with E3, and then you get your serious and huge announcements about the next generation
November.
and where that's going.
Yeah.
But this is more an entry level picking up of a console before the generation ends for people that aren't like us and want to have the latest version of the latest shit all the time.
Yeah.
So it would make it very appealing to people who are a lot more casual, I think, at least. So, be interested to see where it goes. I also saw on Inside Xbox last week, I think it was, or was it earlier this week, the Project xCloud stuff is going out into trials the middle of this year. So during the summer, the trials on Project xCloud on mobile will be starting. I can't remember the exact. I've not written it down, so I can't remember the exact info. But if Project xCloud is something you're interested in, go check out the last episode of Inside Xbox, because that's where they were discussing it and sort of demoing it a little bit as an Xbox controller connected to an Android phone playing Forza Horizon 4, what looked like seamlessly to me. Obviously, I'm always dubious about those kind of things because they're quite easily stageable because it's an in-house presentation. Much like I'm always dubious about things being shown at E3 when there's some dude stood with a controller at E3 allegedly playing the game on screen. I'm always like dubious
Anthem.
about...
that's pre-recorded.
Yeah, like I'm always very dubious about those kind of things, and I take them with a pinch of salt. But the fact that they're saying that they're getting ready to push this out across the summer is very interesting and ties in significantly with this potential release schedule for a digital console and then announcements for next generation. So, yeah, we'll have to see. What else is in the news before we move on?
2 tiny bits, really.
Yeah, so Joshua, you might be better talking about this because this is your piece of news.
Not really. Other than Niantic showing off more about the Harry Potter Wizarding World game that they're making, and
this is basically
pre-registration for it.
This is basically the Pokemon Go.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, in the Harry Potter universe.
Pokemon Go. I don't know how it works. I ain't got a clue. I don't know what you do in it other than you can be a wizard.
You're a wizard,
basically Pokemon Go with wizards.
All
I know is that I keep getting offered pre-registration to it because I've got Pokemon Go. So I have signed up to it just to see what it's like if I get onto it. If it's any good, I'll let you know if I get on. But cool. I'm not that fussed about it. I'm not that massive on.
I can just see
I just sort of put it on there.
I can just see a picture of Harry Potter having his face stolen by a Dementor in the middle of a park. And it looks weird as shit.
It is. It just the screenshots for it on the pre-registration just look stupid. I don't understand them.
Yeah.
There's just a screenshot of a spider and Ron.
But much like Pokemon, people who are obsessed with this franchise will just buy it and play it.
Well,
buy the shit that goes with it because it'll probably be a free to play. But but they'll be able to buy shit in game, and full well that anyone that's obsessed with Harry Potter is going to buy stuff in this game. Yeah, it's a given. That's why they're doing it.
I just don't know how they make Harry Potter into a go around the world and do stuff kind of game.
Well, it looks, from what I've seen of it, it looks like there's weird monsters and creatures and shit, and you're going around casting spells on them and shit to catch them. Yeah. So it's basically it's basically Pokemon Go, but with Harry Potter's face on it.
That's probably true.
That is basically what it is.
Yeah. From a tiny little bit that I read, you're not like in the school or anything. You are part of the Ministry of Magic, and you're upholding the laws and stopping muggles or whatever.
They're muggles.
Yeah, they're called muggles, aren't they? Stopping muggles from finding out about magic and stopping people and wizards getting over. There's a story in it from what I've seen. That's all I know. That's all I can remember. So there is some form of story to it, rather than it just being some fucking spells and some spiders, cast them on them and throw them at Ron.
Okay, that's had enough airtime. Shut up about it now.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want
move
to
on.
talk about Harry Potter any more than you
This
do,
next
so
bit's
let's
fun.
stop. Let's stop. Yes, this next and final thing for this week is pretty fun. It's a Time Splitters Rewind update has been dropped on YouTube. If you don't know Time Splitters, get out.
Where have you been?
Just get out. Where have you been
I'm
for
pretty
the
sure
last
we mentioned
15
it last
years?
week between us, Thomas.
Did
I'm
we?
pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Time Splitters?
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
sure?
pretty sure we mentioned Time Splitters
We have.
recently.
We mention Time Splitters all the
We've
time,
always
bro.
Spoke about
That's
Time
true.
Splitters.
Time Splitters is a classic shooter, first-person shooter game from what era was it? It was PlayStation 2 and Xbox OG era.
I don't even
it?
think it was on Xbox OG. I think it was just
I think
PlayStation.
It was. It was on Xbox OG. Maybe not the
Google
original
time.
Time Splitters, but
Yeah.
Time Splitters 2 was.
Yeah.
For definite. Anyway, regardless, there's basically a team out there of enthusiasts for the game and gaming itself, and they are trying to effectively remake the game. I don't know if they're trying to make the whole trilogy because there was 3 overall, but I don't know what the plan is there.
There is on Wikipedia Time Splitters, Time Splitters 2, Time Splitters Future Perfect, and Time Splitters 4, and then Time Splitters Rewind.
Time Splitters 4 never happened though. The last one that happened was Future Perfect, which was 3.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, part of what Time Splitters Rewind was supposed to be it was supposed to be like a replacement for that from the fans. And what they were going to do is remake Time Splitters 1 and 2 and possibly Future Perfect and remaster them effectively. But being sort of hobbyists and amateurs using what skill sets they do have, it's taken them a long time. It's been going on for about 5-6 years now, this whole thing, maybe even longer than that. But the update looks promising. It basically just shows off some of the gameplay and just an update of what they're doing and how they're doing it. Whether we'll get anywhere near the thing itself, don't know. But we will have to see.
We'll have to see. Yeah.
Good news for fans of the
Fucking love
series,
Time
at least
Splitters.
for now.
It was actually quite good. Time Splitters one were PlayStation 2, and then the second and third one were PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, which I didn't know. And they all got between high 80s and low 90 ratings.
Because the shit art, that's why.
Yeah, they were right good. Like all
I
of
don't
them,
know.
they
Third
didn't
one
drop
went quite.
drastically, like what a lot of shit does.
Future Perfect.
Third one weren't as good. Third one's got the lower ones.
I think Time Splitters 2 was probably the one we played the most, between me and my friends at least. And that was just because it had evolved from the original a little bit and there was extra stuff in it. But the most entertaining thing for us, weirdly, was you used to build your own map and then just let the bots come to you. But you do it in such a way so that the bots spawned in a location and you had a fortress and all they could do is walk down a tunnel towards you.
Yeah.
And you just kill stuff over and over again for no reason. No reason.
We basically made Nazi zombies before Nazi
Do you know
zombies.
what, James? You're right. I basically made Nazi zombies on Time Splitters 2 before Nazi zombies made Nazi zombies.
in Fortnite style.
I won't call it Fortnite style.
Good effort, though.
All right, but you still manipulated where they went. I didn't really want to include that shit.
I'm going to move us on before Joshua derails it all by mentioning that game.
It's time to play a game.
It's that time of the week.
Yeah.
We missed it for the last
Finally.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done this. Mainly because obviously James has been away for a couple of weeks. We had Ross on from Party Chat Podcast with that whole thing, so Obviously, he was on and did Mastermind. Last week, James wasn't here, so me and Joshua just did the news, as you remember. But
I'm back.
James is back this week, so James is here to do his game, because it's his turn. That's one of the reasons we were waiting. If you've not had enough of a gaming fill in terms of video game quizzes like what this is, then head over and check out the last episode of Party Chat Podcast, just because, as I sort of hinted at last week, Ross was kind enough to invite me over there after he came here, and I hosted a game of Mastermind for him and Emma, who is the community manager at Rare. So they both went head to head for the last ever episode of Party Chat Podcast. So go check that out on their feed. And that's a good 25 minutes or so of Mastermind for your pleasure if you want to check it out.
Get all wet in Mastermind.
And if you've come here from that Party Chat Podcast episode, welcome.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
And if you've made it this far, fucking well done.
Bravo.
Bravo, everybody.
2042.
No one's making it to 2042.
James,
James.
considering you've had 2 weeks off,
Yes.
how fucking amazing is your game going to be? You've had a lot of prep time here.
It is fucking top notch, if I don't say so myself.
Didn't you write this 2 weeks ago?
No, I did not.
Well, 3 weeks ago when it was going to be your turn before Labour began.
No, because I already did that one. I wrote this approximately 25 minutes ago.
How? We've been podcasting for 50 minutes.
Wait until I tell you what it is.
Oh my god, it's just going to be some sort of like
It's gonna
flashback
be-
to earlier in the episode.
Yeah, it's going to be questions about the news.
Well, Joshua, you've led me
Oh,
on nicely. This week is called The News. I've got 20 questions. We're going to play a game of 20 questions where I've got some game characters. You're going to take it in turns to ask me a question in which I can answer
God,
yes
this is so lazy.
or no. Exactly.
This is so lazy.
In which I can answer
This
yes
is
or
so
no.
lazy.
And you have
So
to get
lazy.
the character. It's
This
20
is the
questions
laziest game ever.
combined. So you have 10
This is-
each.
This is so lazy.
Right?
What? So it's not 20 questions, it's 10 questions.
You're
each.
working it out together, but you can guess after your question, if that makes sense. So, Joshua, if you say, "Do I have ginger hair?" and I say yes, and you take a guess,
We all know that. I don't need to ask you that.
yeah. If you can then take a guess. You don't have to, but if you do and it is wrong, you're locked out, and the other person will get to carry on until they get it.
So going first is just stupid then.
Unless you're confident.
Can we establish a rule that, for example, say Joshua goes for it, gets it wrong,
Yep.
freezes him out. I'm assuming I can ask as many questions as I want within the 20 limit
Yep.
until I'm happy to have a guess.
Yeah.
If I guess and then get it wrong as well, can we open it back up to both of us?
Does it
I just
just
carry
pass
on.
to me? Because then it should be my question until I'm
No, it should be
first
open
now.
back to both of us, shouldn't it?
Yes.
Right, fine. Okay. Let's
Go on then,
start the
start us
shit
off.
show. This is so lazy.
Who?
Thomas can go first.
Right. So, ask me a question, Thomas, in which I can answer yes or no.
You know, if I ask a question, but it's not a guess, but it's like if I ask you, "Are you so and so?" Is that considered a guess?
If you give me the name of the character, yes. You can find ways around it, like, I don't know.
No, because if I find a way around this, Joshua's just going to know the answer straight
Exactly.
away.
Exactly.
Because I know who the
Thomas has
first
to
one is.
ask the
I'm
most
guaranteeing you,
vague
I know.
question
Do you know what?
possible.
I'm just going to fucking do it. Are you Chris Redfield?
No, incorrect.
Damn!
So
Enjoy,
is
Joshua.
Is Thomas now locked out? And
Thomas
I can
is-
ask?
Thomas
Yeah,
is now
I'm
locked
locked
out.
out until you've had a guess.
He has had.
Or we
He's
do
used
20
one of. You've got
questions.
19 questions to get
You've got
this.
19 left now.
Right.
Have you never played 21 questions? Well, 20 questions as James does it.
I have, but not sharing the questions and not with the internet
Look,
involved.
quit your
at all.
bitching and get on with asking me
I'm
questions.
not on with it.
Right. Are you an underwater-based character?
No.
Well, we know you're a mouth breather.
or my nose, like anyone else.
Are you a humanoid?
Yes.
Do you know what a humanoid is? That's not one of my
Yes.
questions. I'm asking you personally.
No,
Just
that's a
make-
question.
That was a question.
That's a question. That was a
I've
question.
I've taken it.
Whatever. All right, then. I know you have. That sounded weird.
This is so boring when you.
Are you a male character?
Yes. You're 50.
Are you an Xbox exclusive game character?
No. You've had 6 questions.
Are you a soldier?
No. I feel like you're asking too vague questions. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna.
He is. He's shit at this game.
Are you muscular?
What a shit question.
No.
You're not
Oh,
narrowing
dear.
this down in any way whatsoever.
No, I'm not. I don't know how to.
Ask a specific question that helps you narrow it down. You were on the right lines when you went, "Are you Xbox exclusive?" And then he said, "No." So why
Are
not
you a
ask if it's a
character from
Sony?
Are you a character from a game James King has personally played?
Yes.
Right, that narrows it down
It's
quite
Cristiano
a bit.
Ronaldo.
It's got to be a footballer. It's got to be a footballer. I don't know any. Oh dear. Do you appear on the game's front cover if it was a boxed version of the game?
Yes.
Are you Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War?
It's not an Xbox exclusive.
In it?
You already established that 10
It-
questions ago.
He's already just locked himself out anyway in 11 questions by guessing Marcus
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix.
Right, open it back
Right,
up.
it is,
Open
it
it
is
back
now
up.
open back up. There's 9 questions left. 9. Thomas, you can
9.
start it back off.
9. Oh god, Joshua's just going to ruin this for me. Are you Sony exclusive character?
No.
Okay, so it's a cross-platform game, Joshua, or whatever, multi-platform game.
Oh, it could be Mario.
We'll ask about Nintendo then.
Well, go on then, it's your question.
It's yours.
No, it's open back up.
Is it?
It's
All right,
open back up to both of us because you guessed.
Right, okay then. Are you a Nintendo-based character? Right, so it's cross-platform.
Are you from a sports game?
No.
So it's not a FIFA.
How many questions do we have left?
You've had 14.
Right.
That's just not an answer.
I should have just gone yes.
How many questions do we have left? No, how many questions do we have left? You've had 14.
Do the math.
Cryptic.
If my maths is correct, we have 12 questions remaining.
Can we hurry up, please? I want to play some Division.
It's your go.
It's your go. I asked if it's a sports game and he said no. It's your turn.
And then you asked me how many questions were left.
Are you a Final Fantasy character?
No.
God.
You're fucking awful at this.
God. Fucking useless. Let me think.
Don't forget, Thomas,
It's a
we've had
game,
15
it's a game
guesses
James
now.
has played. It's not exclusive. Are you a Grand Theft Auto character?
No. Joshua, once you've asked this one, I'm going to give a clue for your final question each.
Are you a Call of Duty
No.
character? Right.
Okay,
Right,
right. Give us a clue.
Oh, no, because... No, Thomas, you need one more, and then Josh has got one, then you've got the last one. So you have
Okay.
one more guess.
Fucking hell. Trying to think of games James has played that aren't sports games.
Me too. With a male
And
character.
does
on
yeah,
the
with a
front
male
cover.
character who isn't Chris Redfield.
We get through this. and it ends up being a
Are
woman.
you from the current generation of console?
No.
Fucking
That narrows it down
Right.
so very
Clue.
fucking little.
Clue. It
Right,
is
go on
a character from a Rockstar game, and as Thomas has already established,
hell.
it is not
it John
from Grand Theft
Marston?
Auto. And it is not Joshua. You are now locked out.
All right.
There's only one
Thomas.
question left anyway.
I know the answer.
I don't know his name though. I can't remember his name. I've got my guess. I just don't know his name.
If you can give me the name of the game, I'll give it you.
Well, is it the kid from the cover of Bully?
It is.
Yes.
Is he called Jimmy?
He is. Jimmy
Oh,
Hopkins.
good remember.
Yeah.
I would have never got his name. I would have never got his name. I just knew that it was.
Can I have half a point for getting his first name? He's called James Hopkins.
No. I win.
Right, well, Thomas
Is
got
that
that
it?
point.
Yeah,
Is
Thomas,
that it?
Thomas wins this week, everybody.
Believe it or not.
Congratulations, Thomas.
I win.
Believe it or not, I made 5 of these, but we might just have to do 3
Oh my
just for
God,
time
we're gonna-
reasons.
Yeah.
Right, so
See how quick we
next
get through
one.
this. Joshua's got to go first this time. I decide
Yeah.
because I won
Yes,
the
we
last
do.
one.
Joshua, go.
Are you from an Xbox exclusive game?
No.
Okay.
Are you from a PlayStation exclusive game?
No.
I'm going to narrow it down, Thomas. And are you on most consoles?
Yes.
Most consoles.
Right.
Why don't we just ask that from the beginning and say, are you
That's
a
what we're gonna
console
do next
exclusive? And then if he says yes, we can
Yeah.
go through the specifics.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that then? He's on most consoles.
He's on most consoles, yeah.
Are you male?
Yes.
Do you have a beard? Is he actually
Yes.
thinking about it? Is it?
I'm trying to picture them in my head. Just let me quickly double check that. Yes.
I've
it's
asked a good
definite yes.
question. Fucking hell.
Are you from this generation of console?
Say no.
Oh,
This means he's in multiple. And he's trying to be
it does.
he's basically trying to find a way of saying, yes, I've had a game this gen, but I'm actually across multiple gens. Aren't you,
Yes.
James? There you
yes. Thank you.
Are you... 1 minute. What were you saying yes to? Just his general question.
go. He was confirming my suspicion. He's
Yeah.
somebody that's been
Right.
in multiple generations, but has definitely had a game.
Are
this
you
generation.
Ezio Auditore?
No, and you're locked out.
He hasn't had a game this generation.
He's had a remastered version of all his games.
Oh,
this
that
gen.
don't count. That wouldn't count.
But
If
it's
you were
locked out
counting
anyway.
that, then
I'm not.
okay. So it's just down to me. So, are you always the lead character of your franchise?
No.
Are you on the cover of every game from your franchise?
No.
Ugh.
Ooh, can I make a suggestion to you? And
If
you
you
can
want
go
to.
if you want. We've not asked if it's human.
Are you human?
Yes.
Thanks, Joshua.
It could have been Spyro.
Is Spyro got a beard? When does Spyro ever had a beard?
That's a good point. But
And you did ask if
imagine
I
him
was
with
male.
one.
Spyro's male.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spyro.
but have you seen the penis? Because I haven't.
It's literally. It doesn't matter.
You're assuming his gender.
I'll assume what I fucking want.
You've had 10 questions, by the way.
I know. I'm trying to think of some more.
How many do we have? left?
Is it a sports game?
No.
That narrows out FIFA. Is it a major yearly release franchise such as Call of Duty?
Yes.
Oh, which one is it? Are you in World at War?
No.
Are you in the Black Ops series?
Yes.
Are you Russian?
No.
Oh, are you German?
No.
Ugh. Are you part of the zombies storyline?
No.
Yes. Oh.
I can't remember if he actually said it was definitely in Call of Duty. I might have gone down a rabbit hole. I shouldn't be down here.
Yeah, confirm your
I
answer
said
for the Call of
I was
Duty.
in the Black Ops storyline.
Oh yeah, I did ask that. Thanks. Oh god.
Yeah, he said storyline, not.
Imagine if you'd have kept going every time and I said no. Are you Spanish?
So you said no to Russian, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy said no to German.
Are you American?
Yes.
I'm going to take a punt and say, are you Alex Mason?
Incorrect.
Damn!
Joshua, it's opened back
I
up.
don't know any of their fucking names.
It's opened back up, Joshua. And
Yeah.
there's one question left.
You
Does that mean I get a clue afterwards?
Thomas has narrowed it down to the point where it's a Black Ops storyline character. They are American, and they are not the main character in their game.
Oh shit, yeah, I asked that, didn't I? If I'd remembered to ask that, I wouldn't have said Alex Mason. Fucking hell.
No pressure.
And he's never been on the cover either, has he, you said?
No.
It was answer to one of my questions.
And he has a beard, if that helps.
Names.
Well, that's
Well,
why
yeah,
I thought
I
Mason,
asked
because
that.
Mason's quite stubbly through most of the games that he's in. I think I know what it is. I'm just trying to remember his name.
Yeah, I know 2 characters from that story, but I can't remember the second guy's name. One was Alex Mason, and you've took that. The other is the...
Well, one of the other main ones that's in the Black Ops storyline is Reznov, but he's the Russian. That's why I asked if it was Russian, because I was going to go
Oh,
Reznov
it's...
because of the beard thing.
But he's also been in World at War.
Well, that's why I started going down that line of questioning, because I knew that that's what I was trying to narrow down is it Reznov? And then I was trying to narrow down, is it Rick Toffen? Hence asking about zombies and Germans. Trust me, there was logic to my questions, all right?
I don't know.
Come on, Joshua, I need an answer.
Have we established he's an American?
Yes. 5, 4,
Yeah, I'm going to say you're going to have to do something soon.
3.
I'm getting bored.
2.
Fuck
1.
it. Just go, Thomas. I don't know.
0.
I don't know the character's name that
Thomas.
I'm thinking of. Is it got a tattoo?
Is it? It's the guy with the leg in it. It's the guy that loses his leg.
It's the guy that's got legs.
Is it the guy that loses his? Is it the guy that loses his leg at some point during one of the Black Ops games?
I can't remember him losing his leg. Should I just put you out your misery?
No, because I'm going to guess if that's who it is. I think that's who
I
it
want
is.
to guess as well. Answer my question. He said there is. If you don't know, answer. Does he have a tattoo?
That's not specific enough for me. I'm guessing. I'm guessing if it's my turn, and my guess is Woods.
It is Woods.
Yes.
Frank Woods.
He loses his leg. I'm
Thomas.
sure he loses
I
his
give
leg.
up on this game.
He
I
loses
can't
his
remember
leg.
him losing
If he
his
doesn't
leg.
lose his leg, he at least ends up in a wheelchair for some reason.
Yeah,
because if you
because he's
remember, there's a
old.
really old version. No, he's like his legs get fucked, or he gets stabbed or shot in the leg. That definitely happens because there's a bit where you crawl around on the floor as him in Black Ops 2, I think.
I can't remember.
Trust
I never
me,
really
it
played
happens.
Black Ops 2. But yeah,
Hence you
so
not knowing about his legs.
you got that one right. So should we do one more?
Yeah, do one more. Fuck it.
I might as well just concede to Thomas.
We might as well play the game for the sake of the listeners, Joshua.
Right.
At least give me an opportunity to earn the same amount of points.
Joshua,
as you, then.
I have 3
Instead of
characters
just doing
left.
3.
1,
Right.
2, or 3.
2.
2. Right. You've picked character number 2. So you've picked this character. So Thomas, it's your turn to start as well.
Is it a man?
It is
Are you a
indeed.
man?
Joshua.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that it's not just Thomas who goes.
We go until one of his guesses is wrong.
Is it yet another game that James King has actually played
is.
that you're from? You didn't answer yes or no.
Yes.
The sentiment was there. Is it a sports game?
No.
It's not FIFA then.
Is it a first-person shooter game?
No.
James doesn't play games that don't fall into either of those categories.
You'd be surprised.
That's true. GTA does sort of
Oh,
fall
you'd be
out of those
surprised.
categories a little bit.
Are you a console exclusive?
Yes.
Oh, the one time we do it that way, Joshua.
Oh.
Go on, take your pick.
Now we've got to ask them all.
Well, unless you get the first one right.
Are you an Xbox exclusive game character?
No.
Oh, great.
Are
I know
you
it's
from
them.
Uncharted?
No.
That was just a random
Oh,
pun.
wow. Are you from a PlayStation exclusive game?
Yes.
Right, go on, Thomas.
Are
It's
you
from
in a
that
game this
series.
generation?
Yes.
Yes.
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
I think I know who it is actually.
Can you confirm that yes properly?
Yes. That's Thomas. Your
So,
question.
so just to summarizing, it's a male, PlayStation exclusive, and has been in a game this generation
Yes.
That James has played.
Yes.
that James has played.
Joshua, your question.
Shit.
I've got a line of questioning I'm going to go down, depending on what Joshua
Are
asks.
you from the Last of Us game series?
Yes.
Are you Joel?
Go on, Thomas. Guess.
Yes.
My next question,
Sure.
depending on what Joshua asked, I was going to be, was the game this gen a remaster? To try and keep Joshua off the scent, but he'd already worked it out. Because The Last of Us did come out on PS4 this
There's
generation,
three.
but it's only a remaster.
There's 3 PS4 exclusives that I've played, and that's Uncharted.
Last of
The
Us,
Last of Us.
Uncharted, Last of Us, and Heavy Rain.
Oh no, 4. Make that 4. Can you guess the 4th?
I'm trying to think what else there is.
Quite recent as well.
God of War?
No, not that recent.
What? Yeah, I mean like an old God of War though.
Oh no.
Uncharted, The Last of Us. Ginger Girl, Aloy.
My alloy wheels, bitch.
Yeah. It's fucking escaping
Horizon
me.
Zero Dawn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. The other 2 characters that I did have, just in case you're wondering, were Link from Legends of Zelda, which was number 3, Joshua, or Franklin Clinton from GTA.
Ah, see? I nearly got to that one by accident.
That game sucked.
Welcome to mine and Thomas's world, bitch. Thomas, you won.
Yeah, I'm aware. Oh yeah. play
Thanks
the
for
music
making
now,
my
don't
game
I?
for me, though, guys. That was really fun.
Yeah, thanks for thinking it up of a whole 5 game characters.
And only using 3.
There's only one winner here, and that's me. You thought I was going to say gaming or entertainment. No, it's me. It's fucking me.
No, I thought you were going to say you.
That's all right then. What's that done to the scores? We never even covered what the scores were. The scores were...
It's 3-1-1.
2-1-1.
The scores were me on 2 wins, Joshua on 1, James on 1. I'm now on 3. It's Joshua's game next as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It
Going to
is.
stretch out this lead. Come on, it's only March and it's 3-1-1. Come on. You got nothing to say to that, have you? Either of you?
No, not really.
Okay.
I can't do it.
Wow. Wow.
Go on, Joshua, read these things and then I can go play Division.
Read them, you bitch.
Oh, okay, then calm the fuck down, James.
NASA said what?
I do
Right,
actually want to
so-
hear people's opinions, so let's just clarify that. I'm not...
So this week, we asked you all if you could have the backstory of any game character, who would it be and why? Such as their just what happens to them before the game, really, isn't it, I suppose.
Well, yeah,
Or
I guess it could include.
backstory, yeah.
I guess it could include some of the game content as well.
Yeah.
We all know my answer.
In real life, then, so most of them have a disastrous backstory. Thinking about most video game characters, something bad's happened to them normally. Nats has said, Jen from Primal. Sure, I'd be an orphan, but with a family like mine, it would probably be more of a plus anyway. But I'd be half demon and the protector of the realms, and I'd have a sweet tattoo that glows a different color with each demon form. Which, yeah,
Nats once told me something about Jen from Primal's tattoo, and I can't remember if it's that she has it or wants it.
I'm guessing wants it.
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure she has tattoos. So...
Get in touch, Nat.
I half remember that conversation, clearly. I remember some of it.
half is pretty good for you, so that's quite
Shut
good.
the fuck up. Read some more.
A quarter's good for me.
Shut up and read more.
Next up, we've got Dummy 2008, Paul Carter.
Hi,
of
Paul.
the
Paul Posse. Oh, yeah, were you here for
he'd
that,
like to
James?
be-
It changed. I forgot when you were here when you weren't.
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
definitely here for that.
I was here for Paul Posse, yeah.
Hi, Paul of the
he
Paul
wants
Posse.
Shadow the Hedgehog's backstory. He's immortal, created by Gerald Robotnik, and he's the ultimate life form. Which
You used to
yeah, he
masturbate
could
to
also
Shadow
run
the
really
Hedgehog.
fast.
Who?
Excuse me?
Joshua.
Joshua.
No, I didn't.
You were obsessed with him. You went through a phase.
Shadow is the best of the characters from
Yeah,
the
you-
Sonic
you
the
wanted to
Hedgehog
dig him.
series.
Sonic.
No.
Shadow in Sonic is like Gold Ranger in Power Rangers. Whenever you played it in the playground, everyone was like, I'm going to be that one.
Yeah,
It was White
'cause
Ranger
they're
for a
clearly
bit
the
because the
best.
White Ranger was the one that turned up in special episodes and had
everyone's like,
cool extra
"It's
powers.
the White Ranger."
But then the Gold Ranger came along and it was like, oh
The
my god, the
Gold
white guy's
Ranger.
shit. Now it's the Gold Ranger. And Shadow the Hedgehog is like, oh, let's play Sonic. I'm going to be Sonic. You can be Tails. It's like, oh no, everyone wants to be Sonic. And then Shadow turns up. It's like, oh no, now everyone wants to be Shadow. This is what we did as children.
Are you
This and trade
insulting-
Pokemon cards.
That and everyone wanted
Are
to
you
be.
insulting
And
Paul's choice of backstory?
No, I'm not insulting it. I'm saying I understand his choice because
Right.
that's the choice
Because
everyone
of
would
that.
make.
Yeah. Okay then. Dan Smith's next.
Moving on.
Dan. Michael Jackson from Moonwalker, made of plastic, rich beyond belief, just minus the anal virginity taken.
Wow.
He's going to walk everywhere backwards and making strange squeaky noises every time he spins around.
Strange squeaky noises when he spins round. What is he, a dog toy?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, he's made of plastic, so yeah, kinda.
He has basically just described a dog toy. Because how many dog toys do you think they've pulled from people's bums in A&E? Like, you've seen some of the stuff that people get up the bums in A&E, right?
Yeah, on the X-rays.
Yeah, so
Right,
I'm
people got
pretty
like
sure.
Barbies stuck up there.
I'm pretty sure Dan has just described a dog toy being put up someone's bum.
Send us the X-ray of it, Dan. Thanks.
Next on the list is Craig Mitchell. He's saying Dom Santiago has a mint backstory. Tragic, but it's amazing. Dom's from Gears of War, isn't he?
Yeah. Depends on what you consider
the
his
best
backstory, because his story in game is
Brutal.
pretty tragic.
Is it Maria?
So
Yeah.
I guess if you're playing Gears 2, his backstory in Gears 2 from Gears 1 is pretty fucking tragic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. His backstory in Gears 1 is more of, I'm trying to find my wife. And then
Yeah,
Gears
true.
2, it's more, Maria! Which is all I'm going to go into, just in case people haven't...
Why you leave me so sad?
Why are you so... gravy, and a crocodile, and then the shaving foam.
Spoilers are bleeped at your own discretion, viewers, listeners. I've done it, Thomas. I finally called them viewers.
It's the first time you've ever addressed them directly, isn't it?
I thought
that rant was exceptional.
Thanks.
It's a shame we can't keep most of it in due to spoilers. To move on, so we don't get into anything else that Thomas may or may not have just said. Craig also said, "Think I'd prefer Trevor Phillips though."
who wouldn't.
As
Me.
a backstory, his best friend dies, or allegedly dies. His brother's allegedly in prison, but he's getting fake letters from him. It's kind of
It's not his
sad.
brother, it's his friend.
Also,
God.
no, it's his. I'm pretty sure
It's
it's
his
his
fucking
brother that's in
friend,
prison.
Joshua.
He's not his brother.
It's his friend. Brad.
The one, the one,
Whatever.
yeah, the
Brad,
one
whatever.
is Brad. It's the friend from the heist, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the ginger one.
Yeah,
I think it's
It's
ginger.
you then.
it's the one that's buried in Michael's grave. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
What? I didn't get a chance to bleep that one.
It's in
Lol.
the first 5 minutes of the game, so you
No,
know.
it's not.
He dies then on that.
Yeah, but you
heist.
don't find it around right at the beginning.
You don't find out until the end of the game.
Bitch.
P Kills 555 Paul Kelso.
Hi,
Of
Paul
the
of the
Paul
Paul Posse.
Hi, beautiful.
Paul's is wonderful. Paul wants the backstory of Kirby, just to piss James off.
Well played, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What realistically though? What backstory has Kirby got? Other than he once was Candy Floss or some shit.
He has magical powers where he can eat anything and take their powers. It's like the ultimate magical power ever. Other than Ditto, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah, he's a prick.
Except he doesn't have to eat.
Ditto was around first.
Ditto can only do it to Pokemon, though. Ditto can only become
'cause
another
at some
Pokemon.
at
Kirby
some
can
point,
become
Ditto-
anything.
At some point, Ditto does become a weird version
A
of Ash.
real
I'm pretty
boy!
sure I've seen that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. It can't talk, but it's got the weird face. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. at some
What are you
point.
on about here?
And it don't matter. Anyway, the last one that we've got is Neil Tiffany. It looks like the next Pokemon games go back to random battles rather than the Pokemon being visible as they are in Let's Go. Do random battles still have a place in games, or should they be confined to the past?
So-
What kind of backstory is that, Neil?
I'm guessing this is a question.
It is a question.
No, it's just a statement, James.
Well, it's Pokemon, so I don't have a clue, so you two crack on.
You've played Pokemon before.
Yes.
You have actually played Pokemon.
Red and yellow.
Yeah, that's the point he's making.
Oh, read it again, Joshua.
Right. So in the new Pokemon games, Sword and Shield, it's going back to where you walk around in grass and you don't know when a Pokemon's going to come up, but it's going to come up. So instead of you walking around and seeing a Pokemon near you and accidentally or purposely getting into a fight with it because it's come to you or you've gone to it, do you think that it should be random, you're running around in grass and it pops up and you get the music and then you're fighting a Pokemon? Or do you think it's there and you can see it, you can avoid it if you want, or you can walk into it and fight it?
I think they should be level based. I think if they're a shit level, they should just ignore you and fuck off. Whereas if it's a...
That's what repels are for.
Ooh, sorry.
If you use a low-level repel, low-level
the
Pokemon,
specific-
leave it alone.
The specific reference, though, comes from the fact that if you play Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, the new ones on the Switch, you can actually see the Pokemon wandering around in the grass. I don't know how long they've done that for, but in those games, you can see the Pokemon wandering
Just
around.
that one.
So if you see a Rattata hanging around in the grass, you can go up to it and catch it.
Yeah.
I guess I prefer the random element of it. Plus, I still don't count the Pokemon Let's Go games as proper ones because all you do when you combat stuff is you throw a Pokeball in it, like what you do in Pokemon Go. And
If only many
it's a
life
bit
problems
boring,
could be
that.
solved by throwing a ball at something.
They can. You're just not trying hard enough.
Yeah, they can.
In reference to other games with random battles, though, I don't mind them. For example,
It depends on the game.
I play Octopath Traveler, which is sort of a turn-based RPG, exactly the same as the Final Fantasies used to do, where you wander around and you just get into combat while you're wandering around. The only thing I've noticed with Octopath Traveler when I've played that is I can basically tell when the game's about to give me combat. So it'd be like, oh, there's a chest over there. I guarantee that as I'm about to open it, I get in combat, and lo and behold, you do.
Yeah.
Or I can see a cave up there. I bet halfway up these stairs, I'm going to get in combat, and then you do. So it's very easy to predict when the RNG is going to throw a battle at you. But it still is technically random because you don't know 100% that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't mind stuff like that because you have to do it to level up, don't you? So
yeah, in a weird way going about it, that the Adventure Time game, which is a turn-based fighting game as well, you can see them characters where you are, and you can walk into them and fight them, and it's a Final Fantasy kind of fight, but you can avoid them as well. But they will run after you and they'll chase you until you get past a certain area.
The South Park games are exactly the same.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, they are there and they are still a normal fight, and it's not random because you can choose to run off. But it's also, it makes sense because you can see that there's a guarding there and it's going to attack you when you go near where he's guarding. So it depends on game. Final Fantasy, when you're running around in a field to get from one place to another, it just makes things pop up. That makes sense to me. And Pokemon kind of does as well. You're running around in grass, something pops up. That's just how that game works.
I think something like Pokemon should be a nice hybrid between the two. As in, certain things are going to like jump out at you and attack you because they're hiding. But you can also see them and intentionally go up to one. And maybe it's like going up to one is an easier fight because it's out in the open and you're attacking it. But the compromise is
preemptive strike.
If you catch that Pokemon, it's a weaker, lower level because it's one that was just sat around in the open. Whereas if it's one that's attacked you, it's obviously stronger, more powerful because it's decided to jump you, and it's more of a challenge to beat that Pokemon and catch it.
Yeah, because at minute,
sign me up.
Things that you actually see, the only things that you see on that is the trees that you try and cut down, and it's actually a Pokemon. Or a legendary Pokemon, you sort of see it sat in its cave in its weird little 8-bit form, and you walk up to it and then it fights you. That's all you really see outside of a fight. Other than Let's Go games, obviously.
This is true.
And I still liked the remakes of Gold and Silver where they made your Pokemon follow you around. That's what it should be. You should have your favourite Pokemon following you around at all times.
If you have an opinion on Pokemon and what do you think they should do, or anything else for that matter, you can find us on thatkingthing.com. I segued so hard I forgot what I was going to segue into. You can find us at thatkingthing.com, where there is a contact us form, and you can let us know your Pokemon-based opinions, listen to old episodes, and do other things like find us on YouTube and Patreon and other stuff. You can also find us on Twitter, which is that_king_thing. We are on Facebook. Search for That King Thing. And that is it for this week. Thank you for joining us.
It is.
Next week is
Happy birthday
sort of our third birthday episode. So I've decided that I am going to compile some best bits from the last year or so. Decided to go back to January 2018. So it's a bit more than 12 months. The only reason being is the last time we did a best of was Christmas and New Year, like 2017. So this is basically a best of the last year or so. So if you have any favourite moments from 2018 or earlier this year, then let me know by getting in touch with us at Twitter, Facebook,
Discord,
whatever,
WhatsApp,
and tell us. Discord, there's links to the Discord on thatkingthing.com, all that kind of stuff. Let us know, and I will add them to the list of ones that we've already started compiling. And next week can be a bit of a let's remember how funny we used to be.
Let's remember this tangent and that tangent because no one cares about the news or the actual gaming related stuff.
No, all anyone cares about is me getting angry at James when he does a shit game, or you.
I was gonna say it's mainly me that does the shit games. Please don't make me relive any
Bye,
of the
everyone.
shit games. Not this time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, James. I'm going to have a wee while James has a poo, and then I'm going to play some Division 2.
Nice rhyme.
Thanks, bro. I did it on purpose.
And I might get on Twitch and watch you.
Oh, you're going to go on Twitch and watch you. Well, me. I like it.
And after James has had his pee,
like
he
this.
may join me.
Bye.
Oh, you shit, I need to press stop, don't I? Ugh.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or Britpod Scene on Twitter to find out more.